The video today is for anyone who finds themselves constantly comparing themselves to other people and then feeling really disempowered when you're doing that. So this is a pattern that I see constantly with the clients that come to me, and then just things that I'm picking up in conversations with people that I'm just having organically. Once you stop comparing yourself to people, you'll find just like a weight is off your shoulders, and then you can just focus on putting that energy back into yourself and then just being you, just being unique, and knowing that you just being you is valuable, is unique, and that is part of the process. So I'm going to give you some mindset tips and then some practical things that you can do so you can stop comparing yourself to other people and start coming back into your own frame, and then just doing what is authentic to you and releasing so much of that weight that you have with constantly comparing yourself to people in the external world. Hello, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I post videos weekly and then shorts pretty much every day on things that I think will be of value and that can help you. As I said before, I feel like this comparison to other people is something that just comes up time and time again. And when I hear people say they're feeling down on themselves or they're not feeling like they're as far as they should be, I always just ask the question, well, who are you comparing yourself to? Because that whole phrase is under the assumption that you are looking to someone else and saying, well, I'm not as far as them, or I'm not good enough as them, or they're having more fun than me, or they're more successful than me. So I'm like, okay, well, who are you comparing yourself to? And often, not always, but often, the answer is, oh, it's someone on Instagram or someone on the internet or someone like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you know, I feel like we all know, we all have an intellectual understanding that people on the internet, you really can't compare yourself to them because it's not actually real. You know, you only see a photo or you only see a video. You don't see like 99.9% of, you know, what's actually going on behind that or what's actually happening. And, you know, unless someone's really upfront, which I feel like social media is getting a little bit better with, you know, the background and what's actually going on. But for a lot of the time, like, you're not actually going to see that. So just first of all, just understand that and like keep reminding yourself that you really can't compare yourself to someone online because you don't know them. You don't know what's going on in the background. You don't know any of this. Just keep reminding yourself that. I also brought notes today. Usually I just kind of ramble off the top of my head, but I thought I'd try something different where I'm a little bit more organized and a little bit more structured with how I'm doing these videos. We'll see if it works, I don't know. As I said before, I feel like a lot of this comes with viewing people external than yourself, usually online, but you know, anywhere too, and then saying, I'm not further along than them, or I'm not as successful as them, or having this feelings of inferiority and putting someone else on a pedestal based on an image that someone is giving off. And so at this point, if you are scrolling on Instagram and if you find yourself in that state where you're comparing yourself to other people, you're down on yourself, you don't feel inspired and you don't feel empowered, then, you know, a really simple solution would just be to limit that time on your Instagram or limit that time on your social media or limit that time online. Because honestly, sometimes I fall into this trap too, and I'm really, really aware of it and cognizant of it, but I still do that where I'm looking at other people and then I just get like down on myself. And at that moment, I just get off of it and put on something that inspires me and that empowers me, that puts me back into my own frame, puts me back into presence, like where I am right now, and groundedness of looking around and being like, I'm so grateful that I have all of these different things in my life, instead of looking external and seeing what everyone else is doing and then comparing, you know, your insecurities against someone else's. Like, it's not beneficial. And so a really easy solution would just be to not do that. Or when you feel yourself start to get into that state, it would be to close it and start focusing on the things that you do have, which is all internal. A really practical solution would be to filter out the things online that are disempowering to you, that you find yourself comparing yourself to, and or not going on it as much, and start, you know, cultivating different practices or having a different lifestyle where you can really just focus in on you and focus in on developing yourself and remembering who you are, and just realizing that you don't need to compare yourself to anything external. You have it all inside if you could just refocus that energy. But again, we've been conditioned to keep looking outside, and you know, there's billions of dollars of marketing going on to essentially get to these insecurities and then make you feel like you're not enough. So first things first, being aware that that's happening and then having some healthy boundaries for yourself is really important. I always remind myself of this when I find myself comparing myself to other people, is that when you're comparing yourself to other people, you're in a lack mindset. And what I mean is that comparison and competition are coming from a mindset and an underlying belief and assumption that there's not enough resources to go around, and therefore you have to compete with other people to get the limited amount of resources. So in contrast to that, it would be an abundance mindset, understanding that, you know, there's enough to go around for everyone. There's an abundance of resources, there's abundance of things, and all you really need to do is create and just get better and better in regards to you and creating and expressing your unique gifts. So if you can see it as like there's enough resources to go around for everyone, you're just creating and you're cooperating with other people, and it's just you against you, and that you are actually a piece of the whole. And else is a piece of the whole. Everyone has their unique expression, which contributes to the whole, and that when other people are doing well and other people are succeeding, you're also succeeding too, and that you can, you know, firstly just learn from them and be inspired by them, but then also just understanding that when other people rise, you rise too. This mindset always just really helps me when I find myself comparing or getting down on myself, that I'm maybe not as far along as I hope to be or that I vision in my head to be. It's kind of just focusing back down on like me, okay, well, how can I get better at creating? How can I get better at expressing? And really understanding that my unique expression, perspective, opinions, and experiences, you know, that's all I really need to do and share and cultivate. I don't need to be competing with any other person because it's just me against me. The last bit about this is that you are completely unique. And as I said before, you have unique perspectives, you have unique opinions, you have unique values, you have unique experiences that contribute to part of the whole. So this is again part of the abundance mindset and creative and cooperative mindset, that you being you with all of the different nuances and all of the different experiences that you've had and the unique vision that you have. So I have this belief that everyone has, you know, a unique vision and unique desires for their life or what they want to create or what they want to express. So you just being exactly you and then expressing that in whatever way you feel is most resonant is really all you need to do. So when you find yourself putting other people on a pedestal and devaluing yourself, it's just to be cognizant that you're actually doing that in the first place, and then cultivate this self-value, self-belief, and self-understanding that you just being you and you having your own unique way of expressing whatever you feel like expressing is necessary. You may need to develop more skills, of course, but then again, you just being you and then sharing your opinion and sharing your perspective and believing, because the world is also responding to the belief that you have of yourself, the image that you have of yourself. So if you can see yourself as valuable, if you can see yourself as unique, if you can see yourself as having, you know, really useful ideas, then other people are going to respond to that. So the more you can start to see yourself as a unique individual who has unique perspectives, that have had experiences that are useful and that people actually want to hear from you, then people will start responding to you in that way. And of course, at the beginning, maybe it might take some practice and you may get challenged sometimes, but then it's just seeing those as opportunities. Okay, how can I get better at communicating these ideas? Okay, how can I get better at expressing these ideas? Okay, how can I get better at managing the, you know, judgment or the negative feedback or all of these different things? And then just keep going, because each adversity is bringing you closer to remembering who you are, developing your gifts, and then bringing about the circumstances and the opportunities that are really going to help you feel fulfilled, help you feel on purpose. So it's really bringing people off of a pedestal and just seeing yourself as all contributing to the whole. So I hope this is helpful. Just a reminder to just stop comparing yourself to other people. Just bring yourself back into your own frame. Just quickly, some of the things that I like to do to bring myself into my own frame is just to literally shut down the outside world and go internal. So meditation, so breath work, really just placing your energy back into your body is one of the most useful things that you can do if you're trying to get back into your own frame. Stop placing all of your attention and your energy external to you, focusing on what everyone else is doing, and start bringing that power and energy back into your body so that you have the capability to actually think clearly, to think aligned, and to think authentic and unique to you specifically. So I hope this helps and love you all.